What up, gamers? Hope you all have a wonderful day. So I want to start with saying I don't condone cheating in any way. But Blossom Tales is a single-player offline game, so if you decide to cheat, you're basically just cheating yourself, because this game deserves a proper first playthrough without cheats. But if you're like me, you're on your second or third playthrough, and you want to go do a little bit of extra exploring and trying out things and finding secrets, and you want to kind of fast forward and skip the grind for gold to do your bow upgrade and stuff like that, or you just want some health potions, this might be a method for you to use. Won't harm anyone else than yourself. So we will be looking into getting pretty much unlimited gold and potions and HP. We will be using a tool that is called Cheat Engine. Cheat Engine is often misunderstood. What it is basically a debugger tool, and there's hundreds of these out. It's commonly used by software developers to debug programs under development and stuff like that. That's what Cheat Engine does. It's only marketed and labeled as Cheat Engine because the GUI makes it more optimized for searching for, like, searching for cheats in games. So Cheat Engine doesn't contain any cheats itself. It's just a tool to create cheats, right? And it's pretty advanced. You can do all sorts of scripting and stuff in that, and memory offsetting and loads of stuff. But we will only touch on basic things today. So, having said all this, let's get to it and start with gold. And as you can see, I already have quite a lot of gold, 23,515. Most of this is actually legit, but since you have the shovel, you can get a lot of money. But let's start with that, and then we go to Cheat Engine. First thing you need to do is add Blossom Tales. Open Blossom Tales process by clicking this select a process, and I already done that, so I have it open. And most of the items in Blossom Tales is stored as a 4-byte memory value. This can be different in different games. Like HP might be a float value and stuff like that, but I will also show you how to find the value type if you don't know it from the beginning. But in this case we already know that gold is a 4-byte value. So if we look at the right side of my screen, I have already selected a 4-byte value and scan type its exact value because we already know that I have 23,515 gold. I'm gonna type that in, 23,515, and we're gonna do a first scan. Now this is a very specific value, 23,515, so we only get 2 hits in memory space that represents this value. So one of these 2 values represent our gold. So what we're gonna do now is go into the game again, and we're gonna pick up 1 coin. If we look at the Cheat Engine again, we can see that the second value in the list actually changed to 23,516. So this is the value that represents our gold in the game. So we can quick add this by double clicking, and we can go to the value column down here, and we can change this to whatever we want. So let's do 35,000. Okay, and let's look in game. We now have 35,000 gold. But it's a 4-byte value, so you can't add like billions. The game would probably crash then. So, but this was a pretty easy find because there wasn't many values in memory that had this specific value. But if we look at like health potions, I currently have 75 health potions, which is also cheated. I had like 7, I think. So if we try to find potions instead, I'm going to quickly remove these values from Cheat Engine. Do a new scan, and we know we have 75 potions. So I'm going to search for 75, and I also know it's a 4-byte value, so we're going to leave it at that. We do a first scan. Now this is a little bit more difficult. Now we see we have found 371 hits that has the value 75 in RAM. So how do we know which one is our potions? Well, we don't. We have to do some deduction to this. So what you can do is go back in game, and we're gonna take some damage. Gonna drop a bomb. There we go. And then I'm gonna use one health potion. Now we have 74. So what we know now is that the value was 75, and we have still that saved in Cheat Engine. And we know that the value is now 74. So we're gonna type 74 instead and do a next scan. And now all of a sudden we only have one value that that has these criteria. So we can be pretty sure that this is the potion value. Let's double click that and add it down here. And we can change it. I'm gonna actually change it downwards because this is too many, but let's set it to 51. 51, and let's check in game. We have 51 potions. And I can change it back to 65. And now it's 65. So that was a little bit more tricky because we had to do some deduction. And this can be done for like the same with these quest items down there, like the feathers and brains and stuff. You can do the same, exactly the same thing and deduction on those. What you can't do it on is the scrolls because they're so hard tied to the game. When you loot them, you trigger like an event or some storyline. So if you change that value, you would probably crash the game. But now let's look at HP. So I haven't actually tried to modify HP in this game, so I'm not completely sure what the value is or how it's represented. First, let's go somewhere there's less disturbance. And the reason I say that is because everything you see on screen is a value in RAM. So let's jump down this hole. And let's clear this room out. There's less things, less values in RAM. Alright, so what do we know? We know that I have 12 full hearts. We don't know the values of the hearts. We know that we can take half damage because you can have half hearts. So hearts are probably not represented by a 1. So you probably can't search for value 12. So, and also we don't know the value type. So what we're gonna need to do, we go to Cheat Engine. We're gonna clear out all the old searches. We do a new scan and we remove the value. So we don't know the value type, so we're gonna select all because it can be float or 2-byte or whatever. And we don't know scan type, we don't know the values. We're gonna set unknown initial value. So this is what we know. We don't know the initial value and we don't know the value type, so we do a first scan. Alright, so that gives us 522 million hits in RAM. So what can we do? Well, we have to do the same method as we did before by deducing, except that we don't know the value. So let's take a little bit of damage. I'm gonna place a bomb. So now we know that whatever value we're looking for has been decreased. So we go back to Cheat Engine and we select that next scan is going to be a decreased value. Next scan. And now we have 828 hits, 828,000 hits. Still a bit too much to figure out. So let's go back to the game. Let's take a little bit more damage. Let's search again for decreased value because it decreased again. Next scan. 55,000. Alright, let's do it again. Same thing. Every time we're doing this, we're decreasing the value that we found. Do a next scan. Now 14,000. Let's do it again. Do a next scan. 2,700 is getting better, but we need a little bit less to look through. Let's take more damage. Alright, let's do a decreased value scan. 169, so now we're down to like what is reasonable to look through. Still quite a lot to look at, and we can see that most of these values we can say right away it's not, because we have some values that is fluctuating and changing. We have some values that is a lot of values actually that is decimals. It's probably not the decimal value. We have some values that are 0, some values that probably is too high for representing HP. So I have a couple of, this is a 2, maybe too little. 4032, that's too much I think. We don't really know, actually here we have a number that is 19. Let's add this to the to the list down by double clicking. 19. You can still decrease a bit to see, so I'm gonna place another bomb, lose some more HP. And do next scan decreased value. Yeah, I only have 22 hits now. And that's good, and this value actually changed too, so this is the only value left that makes sense. All the others are too high, they're decimals, or they're actually fluctuating. This is too low. So 18 in this memory address is a 4-byte value. This is probably it, and makes sense because how many hearts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 times 9 is 18, because the hearts, you can have a half heart. So this is probably the value that we're looking for. So you can note down 4 bytes. So next time you don't have to scan for all. And it makes the search much easier. So let's change it to 20 then. And we gained 1 heart back in health. And since we have 12 hearts, full HP would be 24. Let's try set 24. And yeah, we got full HP back again. So this means we found the address where HP is represented. So what we can do now is we can actually lock it. So we click this, lock it in memory space, so it can't change. It's going to be 24 all the time. Let's drop a bomb. Yeah, the heart is blinking, but we don't lose any HP. So there, we got unlimited HP also, and we figured out it's a 4-byte value. So yeah, that's it. It's unlimited potions, unlimited gold, and unlimited HP, pretty much. And yeah, that was pretty much everything I wanted to show. And I hope you can get some use from this. And please remember, don't cheat yourself. Have a nice day, gamers. Bye.